Some people didn't read the Bible because pride
Ow.
is one of the 7 deadly sins. The world is actually collectively imploding, and it's a good day to be me specifically. We are laughing at the retards. At the greatest possible time of my life. It's a good time to be me.
This person cannot be a Christian. I do not believe it. I really don't. I don't believe this person is a genuine Christian. Okay? Not that it really fucking matters. Like, tons of people use their religion, but like, this person, I don't know. I feel like I know the type, and I feel like this person is like role playing as a Christian.
So lock in, boys and girls, because the downfall of the modern left is something that is quite fun, quite interesting. It's definitely quite exciting to me personally.
Yeah, the downfall.
Mostly because I love downfalls. Also, retards getting.
Yeah, so that's the video that we just watched. He's reacting to it. I'm not watching that shit. But I will watch this.
They keep getting worse. Unimaginably worse. It's unbelievable and unreal.
His mic is so loud, by the way.
7 swing states came together to recognize a problem.
Unironically, he's good at mixing audio. Like I'm not saying it's bad that his voice is loud. It's a good way to grab people's attention.
Keeps getting worse. This is Hasan. He is the largest leftist political streamer in the world. Him and his entire orbit of retards on the fucking Twitch platform that is currently dying, thank God, have come together to get worse than ever, and we will cover all this in great detail as time goes on. Today, I wanted to take a more holistic look at the orbit because I wanted to talk about a pretty awful situation that just happened in the real world. So, this is an individual named Mohammed Soliman. He is a illegal immigrant in the country, not legally, from Egypt. And he decided to commit a terrorist attack in Boulder, Colorado, the United States of America. He used flamethrowers and Molotov cocktails to attack a group of Jewish people protesting. And by protesting, I mean that we're kind of just standing there in solidarity, hoping that Hamas returns the hostages that they've kept in dungeons for the last 600 days. This is unimaginably fucking horrible, okay? Like, this is, like, unrealistically tragic. Apparently, this person showed up, yelled Free Palestine, and lit a bunch of people on fire. So, the news obviously reported this as white man burns people alive, even though white man is the Egyptian illegal immigrant.
But he's not white.
But
he's not white.
Man. Ted Patel says we are aware and fully investigating the targeted terror attack in Boulder, Colorado. Our agents and local law enforcement are on the scene already, and we will share updates as more information becomes available. And as
So I have a crystal ball, of course, I always do. Everybody knows this. I can see the future. And I already know what he's going to say in this video. And don't say pre-watched, because I did not pre-watch this. I did not watch any of this. I don't know why the red bars showed up. Okay, I did have this video queued up earlier, and that's why. But I did not pre-watch it. Okay, I was planning on reacting to it much earlier in the day. But anyway, what he's going to say is... well, okay, let's start with what Hasan is going to say, because obviously this is about Hasan. I mean, he's in the fucking video title. But I haven't seen Hasan's take on this. I actually haven't even seen this story. I didn't know about it. I know that's fucked up, Jacob. How did you not know? How do you not know about everything that happens immediately when it happens? How do you not know? But I did not know about this news story. Egyptian man burning, Jewish, maybe not Zionist, but maybe just like people that are like Zionist sympathizers that were like standing in solidarity for the hostages. Okay, I'm not saying that like what I am not going to say is that these people deserve to get burned alive. Okay, like that is not what anybody that has like a genuine like leftist perspective on the Israeli hostage situation is going to be like, yeah, like those people deserve this. Hasan is not going to say that, but this person is going to try to craft the narrative that Hasan wanted this to happen, that he loved this, and that this is exactly what Hasan wanted. Because he loves terrorism and he loves evil and or whatever. The reality is that Hasan likely has a nuanced perspective about this whole situation. Okay, so like, yes, an individual attacked a group of Jewish like, not protesters, but like, you know, people that were a Jewish gathering. He attacked them. That is obviously anti-Semitic. That is wrong. Okay, however, there and that however is what will like paint you as an anti-Semite, an anti-Semitic person. However, there is context surrounding all of this that Hasan talks about on a daily basis, which is the illegal occupation of historic Palestine. And he's gonna say that, and then this person is gonna be like, well, that's why you're evil. Let's keep going.
Y'all really need to get on top of some of these people online. They promote this shit and nothing ever happens to them. Reddit, TikTok, rationalizations for violence like this are everywhere online, and he is completely correct. He is completely right. There is no lie. All this is true. People are radicalizing people online. People are inciting violence online. People are sitting out there defending this shit and praising the terrorists. And in my humble opinion, with all due respect, this shit's insane. And it's very important to make these videos and actually recognize who the bad guys are. So this is an individual from ADL who's on Fox News. Now, I don't like the ADL, but that doesn't matter, because this dude actually kind of spits facts right here.
So I applaud DOJ for taking a tough stance. And what I really want is, whether it's social media influencers on Twitch, YouTube, like Hasan Piker, or other kind of promoters of hate on YouTube and TikTok like Ja3starr.
His goat is mentioned.
Speech graduations in 2000, given at MIT, spreading blood libels about the Jewish people and the Jewish state. It creates the conditions in which this kind of act is happening with increasing frequency. We've got to stop it once and for all. I hope the Trump administration will do just that.
I completely agree with everything he just said. I don't like the ADL, but I don't care. I'm happy that he said it. I'm happy he said it on Fox News. I'm happy that it's being stated.
Why don't you like the ADL?
Zeitgeist. I'm happy that people are recognizing that these incitement of violence.
I think
literal.
I think we've been through this already.
Material.
So I don't like the ADL. I think my reasoning behind that is pretty obvious. They love Israel. They think Israel is awesome, and they think anybody that disagrees with the existence of Israel is anti-Semitic, which is not true. That's why I don't like him. Why don't he? I feel like he said that before. He said that like yesterday, and I was like, huh, like what? Like what's up with that? And I'm assuming, and I could be wrong, but I'm not usually wrong. I'm assuming that the reason he doesn't like the ADL is because they're like too woke or whatever. They're DEI. I don't know. They're fucking DEI, bro. That's it. Like no, like, like basically Nuxanor, I think he wants to be anti-Semitic, but he likes that the ADL calls his enemies anti-Semitic, even though they fucking aren't. Nobody that's anti-Israel, hardly anybody that's anti-Israel is anti-Semitic genuinely, because the like opposition for Israel has grown to the point in this country where I think most people that are anti-Israel just aren't Nazis anymore. Like that honestly, that used to be the case, because first of all, not many fucking people gave a fuck about Israel or whatever the hell was going on. Okay, but also, like, they're like, Nazis just have always hated Israel. Of course they have. It's a Jewish ethno-state. Like, people that are traditional Nazis or neo-Nazis, Of course they aren't going to like Israel. Anyway, what the fuck am I? I'm once again going off on a tangent.
Finally getting called out. I feel like it took a blue retard on the internet like me to get people to start talking about shit like this. But god damn, it is frustrating that for some reason this just flies under the rug and no one actually really seems to care that much. Aside from the rare people that actually talk about this. Again, I think that everyone that does put a magnifying glass on issues like this is actually doing a net positive for the world. This isn't just YouTube drama, alright? These are words and that have direct effects on people in the real world. People like Asmongold, like Tectone, like More Pegasus, people that are calling this shit out, I think they are doing an unbelievable positive to society. They genuinely are. And the fact that this dude dropped that immediately is insane. Now, there's something else he said at the end of here, aside from just calling out,
that is pretty insane.
Hasan Piker, I thought he said something else that's really true.
It creates the condition at MIT, spreading blood libels about the Jewish people or the Jewish state.
This is something else that's really true, by the way.
Blood
There are
libel?
Blood libels. And definitely stick around for Hasan Piker 550% fuck.
Yeah.
It's going to be coming out very soon.
Yeah, Israel is so innocent, and therefore anybody that criticizes it is evil, anti-Semite, evil Muslim, savage.
It turns out that it was Hamas shooting those Palestinians. Hamas shot their own people, said it was Israel. Hasan jumped on the story to say, yep, it was Israel. And there was literal video footage of it being Hamas.
That is, what he's talking about right now is literally a classic Israel move. Like if you're going to hold Hamas accountable for that, then, like, why does Israel get a pass? When they bomb Jewish people. When they bomb Jewish people to make them afraid so that they come to their country. Like in 1949, in the 50s, in the 60s, in the 70s. And probably more after that, but that's just what we know about. Like, goddamn. It's a fly. I didn't even hit it. It don't matter. It just wants my pizza.
In more detail in the next one, but for now, I want people to realize that this isn't in a vacuum. All right, this is a guy who successfully firebombed Jewish people in America. All right, this is a guy in Michigan. Michigan Muslim pleads guilty in plot to open fire and kill Jewish preschoolers at daycare center at synagogue. May 30th, 2025. Thank God they caught this motherfucker before anything happened. But the fact that this keeps happening and keeps ramping up, 10 toes down support of terrorists on the internet is dangerous.
Yeah, it must be because of Hasan. Because Hasan is like so pro-terrorism. That's why.
Absolute freaks. So let's dive into it. I'm pretty sure they're 800% fucked right now, and I'm very excited to talk about exactly how fucked they actually are. Because these degenerate flea bags, they got to get absolutely cut down to size, and I think that it's videos like this that spread the good word. Definitely subscribe, and also stay tuned for Hasan's 550% fucked.
Welcome back to your daily dose of
Go.
In today's video, Hasan continues to slander Ethan Klein. Asmongold calls out Hasan for playing defense for terrorist orgs.
Which keeps happening! How does this keep happening? How has the government not cracked down on this? It's like the government is run by boomers. Literally run by boomers, and they don't realize that yes, having terrorist support on the
We're gonna come back to that.
dangerous.
Another terrorist attack has taken place in Boulder, Colorado, and it was a guy setting people on fire with Molotovs, yelling "Free Palestine."
Dude, it's crazy. It's actually fucking horrible. Mostly peaceful firebombing by a white man. Yup, absolutely.
Turns out when you don't condemn terrorists and instead you support and praise them,
True.
people actually think terrorism is okay. Hasan is probably doing the boogie down challenge as we speak, throwing a little party, doing the Fortnite dance, finding 1,001 ways to play defense for this scumbag piece of shit.
I mean, you know what Hasan is gonna say, right? Listen, I'm not saying it's a false flag, but it probably is a false flag. I mean, I am not saying that this is a person that's controlled by Israel to kill Jews to make Palestinians look bad. But there are many reasons why I would think so. Very excited for the. I don't think terrorists shouting.
Yeah, look. Israel has done that. They've literally done that before. That doesn't mean that they're doing it now. So yeah, Hasan, he does probably be saying that. I don't know. I haven't been watching his streams as much lately, or at all. I've been watching these fucks. But yeah, he probably says like, yeah, like it's probably not a false flag operation, but like Israel has done false flag operations before, so it's not outside of the realm of possibility.
Palestine that burned Jews alive was anti-Semitic, guys. I don't think this has nothing to do with Jews, okay? This has nothing to do with Jews.
Other news, boxing commentator Wade Clemens
Oops.
has called out Ida, saying he was working for free, thinking it was a charity event.
No! There is no way! Oh my god, Ida's absolute snake slimy motherfucker. Oh my god. Bro.
Damn, I accidentally pinned a comment. Now I can't unpin it.
For the broad dramas.
Oops.
Alright, we'll cover that in the entire orbit and all these freaks.
Yo, this is me when I'm the God damn it. I've got to be the shittiest streamer alive, man.
Let's go. Alright, let's go.
Oh.
Bro, he literally himself calls himself a propagandist. What is going on? Dude, this is insanity. Did you...
You're a propagandist. I'm a propagandist. We are propagandists. That is your line of work, man. You are making propaganda. Like, what do you mean? What do you think propaganda is? Of course he's a fucking propagandist. He's a left-wing propagandist. But, like, yeah, he does say he is. He said that quite often when I watched him. Okay, but let's look up the definition of propaganda. Let's get a propaganda at the definition of propaganda. Oh, it is a, yeah, that's not the definition I'm looking for. Of cardinals. I'm looking for the political definition. Political propaganda refers to the deliberate dissemination of information, ideas, or rumors intended to influence public opinion in support of a particular political agenda or ideology. It just means that if you're a propagandist, you have an agenda. Okay, left wing, right wing, doesn't matter. And like you use facts and logic to to like try to sway people to think like you do, to have opinions like yours. Okay, or to just straight up have your opinions. That's what a propagandist does. That's what I do, and that's what Nuxanor does. And yes, that's what Hasan does.
Did you ever see Hasan on Piers Morgan? I have to show this to you. This
Yeah.
is so unbelievable.
He was on it like twice, I
We're
think.
not watching this whole video. Oh my god, the dislike ratio. That's what happens. That's what happens when you get a terrorist supporter on your fucking show. I didn't even know that. That's crazy. All right, where's the
He didn't, like, I mean, don't get me wrong, Piers Morgan fumbled it really hard, but like it's not like he was pro Hasan. he didn't invite him on his show and be like, "Oh yeah, like, oh I agree with you 100% on everything." Like, no, there was so much pushback to like everything. There was no concession.
On Piers Morgan, by the way, he literally admits it.
I'll pull it up in a minute.
It's really crazy how, like, just doesn't want us to help cousins.
Oh my god. Oh, they're so gross, dude. They're such disgusting sidle propagandists. Oh my god.
Oh, dude, the two retards fighting meta keeps working. Dude, we keep winning. It's not even fair.
Crazy how Hasan doesn't want us to help the Palestinians. Wait, did she even say Palestinians? Hold on, maybe she did.
It's really crazy how, like, just doesn't want us to help cousins.
Oh, she didn't even say Palestinians. She said Gazans.
Okay, bro can't even hear the clip correctly. We talked about this.
Dude, there's no way he's mad that she's calling people Gazans instead of Palestinians. Like, you are such an unbelievable virtue signaling fuck. What is even happening here? Alright, so this is that same clip.
Help cousins.
I read. Doesn't even call himself a Palestinian American. That designation does matter.
IDF kills Gazan journalists. Oh, why did you say Gazan? Why didn't you say Palestinian?
Disgusting. I read showed that there was a humanitarian crisis in Gaza, that Gazans did not have access.
Gazan? What a
Disgusting.
fucking fraud.
All fucking infrastructure that Gazans and Palestinians
really?
all have.
Gazans?
Disgusting is the guy. And certainly the Gazan civilians the guy as well. Disgusting.
Yeah. So, I think it's pretty clear that this dude is a terrorist sympathizing fuck. He just goes out there.
Yeah,
and
it's not
hates
clear.
Ethan because he's Jewish.
Wait, did she even
No,
say
he
that?
doesn't.
Hold on, maybe she did.
He hates Ethan because they were friends until Ethan fucking went on a year-long campaign trying to get him banned. Like, they were friends, and Hasan knew he was Jewish. If Hasan hates Jews, why the fuck would he have done the leftovers?
It's really crazy how Hasan,
Shit. My bad.
like, just doesn't want us to help Gazans.
Oh, she didn't even say Palestinian. She said Gazans.
Okay, bro can't even hear the clip correctly.
It is crazy to me that this is like an actual genuine criticism that Hasan has when he does the same shit. And who fucking cares? They're people in Gaza. They're called Gazans. I don't understand why this is like a controversy. Like these people, they have to come up with new ways to be offended.
No, it's not. You can argue that it's a trivial detail, sure. I would say it's not. I would agree that it's actually not trivial. However, you can't deny the reality of it being a valid point. Like her calling Gaza, Ela calling Palestinians Gazans is intentional. Why? Because to call them Palestinians is to recognize the Palestinian identity, the nationality that is to be Palestinian. When you call them Gazans, they're just people in Gaza, okay? But Palestinian, that is a national identity, which is being erased. Do you understand? That's the point.
On behalf of other people. Like, come on, dude.
We talked about this in one of the previous episodes, where Hasan will literally just hear whatever he wants and whatever makes him the most mad.
Ethan talks about Jewish heritage in the Middle East. Hasan then ignores that and argues against something Ethan didn't even say.
Hasan attempts to deny Jewish heritage in the Middle East. He characterizes them not as indigenous, but as white colonizers. This is this.
The Israeli heritage in the Middle East is now tarnished by, well, first of all, Israeli heritage in the Middle East. What the f is Israeli heritage in the Middle East? That
It's not even a thing. They didn't even say that. He didn't even
doesn't exist. Shut the fuck up.
He didn't say Israeli heritage. He said Jewish heritage.
It's kind of
He's such a fucking loser. Oh my god, it's crazy to even think this guy's a real person. How is he even a real person, man? What a fraud. Oh my lord, he just invents things. And also, it's wild to hear this. You want to see something hilarious? Alright, because obviously, whatever. You know what the Palestinians...
Yeah, I mean, that is a pretty bad gaffe as far as gaffes go. I'm not gonna lie, but that is a gaffe, okay? That, like, he just misspoke. By the way, the only people who have erased Jewish heritage in the Middle East are Israelis. And that, I assume, is the point he was about to make. Okay? He heard a quote. He, like, heard it in his brain. And he argued against something that wasn't really said. Hasan. Just now. At least I think. I haven't seen the whole clip. But from what they played just now, that's what it seems like. But, you know, Hasan is he's only a human, okay? He streams for like 12 hours a day. And when you do that, you're prone to misspeak. It happens.
Coins look like. Alright, this is a coin, a Palestinian coin from 1967. Palestinian coin from 20 years before the Israeli state existed.
What?
Is that
What?
saying land of Israel? What a genocidal coin. Look at it right here. That's crazy.
This is just like so fucking stupid. Okay, if you know anything about literally fucking anything, you know that was really dumb. Okay, why? Because Israel didn't exist before 1947. Oh, so then what the fuck does the coin, what did the coin mean, Jacob? What does the coin mean? Israel is a character from the Bible. He is a man that existed a couple thousand years ago. Okay? In my opinion, he was a real person. Okay, that's just me. I'm fucking brain-rotted Christian or whatever. But I believe the story goes, is Israel was the son of Jacob. That's me. And Israel had 12 sons who were the kings of the land of modern day Israel. And that is what the coin refers to. Now, Israel is a character in the Bible. He's in the Old Testament, of course. He is also in, Christians also accept that as truth, and Muslims do as well. So it's like, it's like a trifecta. There's a unity here. The Israeli project is completely separate from what that coin is referring to. Because at that time, there was no Israeli project. There was no country of Israel. There was no Israeli people. There were only Palestinians in the land at the time in 1927. Now, before I continue, I want to fact check and see if I was right about Israel in the Bible. Israel in the Bible person story. Come on, AI, summarize it. In the Bible, Israel initially refers to... Okay, Jacob is Israel. My bad. So Jacob is Israel? Oh, yeah. I think he renamed himself when he went to Egypt. His, wife told him to or something. Jacob, who was renamed Israel after wrestling with a divine... Yeah, he had that dream. He had the dream on the way there. That's why. I believe he was he was like a non-believer or something until he had that dream. I can't remember. But anyway, this renaming signifies that Jacob has struggled with God and with men and has prevailed. Jacob is if you don't know, in the Bible, his whole story is about redemption and he did his brother really dirty, but then he went back and he was like, I'm sorry, and also I'm the king now or whatever, and they made up. But yeah, I can't remember his brother's name either. But yeah, he forming the Israelites, and then he had 12 sons who became the founders of the 12 tribes of Israel. So this is what that coin is referring to. Okay, it's so stupid that this is a easily, all you have to do is Google this shit. I literally just Googled Israel in the Bible person story, and I got the answer to what this person is saying, which is oh, why the coin? Why does the coin say Israel on it if Israel wasn't around before 1947? Dumbass, it's because the Bible exists.
Why are we doing this game?
I know,
Why are we playing
crazy.
this stupid game?
Irrelevant what you're
It's from
eating.
the British Mandate. It's literally a British coin from 1927.
Say, because this guy will just cook up something in his head and get mad over it. Also, how ironic, Hasan calling Ethan a genocidal propagandist. Buddy, you just described yourself. You literally support the terrorist organizations that want precisely that. Their whole stated mission is to eliminate the Jews, and you support them.
He's right. He's completely right. He supports Hasan Nasrallah. All right, a terrorist, the guy who's in charge of Hezbollah. That dude's dead. Thank God. Fuck him. He's burning in shit right now.
He's talking about a legitimate political leader, by the way. Now this leader is he's dead now, but he was the head of a legitimate political party, the leader of a real political party, and they are a far right religious extremist political faction in Lebanon. Now that being said, yes, their rhetoric, their agenda is bad. Okay, you could also argue that it is in retaliation to the Israeli occupation, which is a country that sits right next to them. But even despite that, they are a small minority in Lebanese parliament. And again, they are a legitimate political party. Now, why do I keep saying that? Why do I keep saying they're legitimate? Even though they're terrible, what they say is bad. They say they want to kill all Jews and shit. Okay? The reason I say that is because Israel, our favorite nation, our favorite ethno-state, bombed the fuck out of Lebanese parliament to kill Hezbollah members of a legitimate political party. They bombed them. Officially elected people in Lebanon. They bombed them with pagers, which killed children in their homes. Okay, I'm not making this shit up. This happened a year ago. Maybe not even that long. Maybe a little bit longer. I feel like it was at the beginning of 2024. But anyway, they put pagers in, they put bombs inside of pagers. They intercepted a shipment of pagers, and then they sent them into Lebanon, where they were dispersed to various Hezbollah party members. And if you didn't know this, then I don't know what rock you've been living under, but hospital workers use pagers. Okay? Oftentimes, they give pagers to each other as gifts. And they didn't just put bombs in a dozen pagers. They put them in a few dozen pagers. Okay, multiple dozens of pagers. And these Hezbollah party members gave these pagers to their friends, to their families, to hospital workers. And Israel detonated them and blew them all up. They blew up children in Lebanon. They blew up hospital workers in Lebanon. They killed so many people that were innocent, that weren't even a part of Hezbollah, weren't even Hezbollah sympathizers, and they killed them. For what? For the crime of living in Lebanon. That's why.
Now,
anyway.
Hell, okay? That's where he is. But don't worry, brother.
I don't know if he's in hell, but
next to him, Mr. Piker. All right, that was maybe a little too far. That's up to God to decide. But that dude, resting in piss, literally said, "I want all Jews on the planet to move to Israel. So when we kill all the Jews in Israel, we kill all the Jews at the same time." That is a quote from the guy that you support. All right, you are a genocidal freak.
By the way, he doesn't support him. I've actually seen the clip on this. To say he supports him is a gross exaggeration, and in my opinion Islamophobic, but that's beside the point. Hasan said that basically this guy is an intellectual. He's very smart. We're talking about the leader of Hezbollah who was assassinated. He's a smart guy. And yeah, his rhetoric, it was evil, and he said he wanted to kill all Jews and shit. Okay, but it's not like it happened in a vacuum. This is a nuanced conversation. Why? Because one could argue, and in fact I would argue, that his rhetoric was retaliatory. That's it. Okay, it's not that he wasn't evil. It's not that he didn't have evil thoughts. Okay, yes, he did. But to say he is evil and leave it at that is reductive, and it's wrong. It's bad. Okay, me not like you when you do that.
Admitted that he is a propagandist on several occasions.
Just like I do propaganda. I'm a propaganda. For the record.
So the phrase genocidal propagandist is something that fits Hasan way more than it fits Ethan.
I am telling you, it's all projection. It is all projection for this guy. Every time he calls someone else something, he is that thing. Take a good
Sharon
look at this
calling.
genocidal freak. Take a look at his shit. Look at what he calls me.
Hide their identities. A lot of them come from like marginalized backgrounds, right? And now you got like fucking lolicon Nazi VTubers.
So this dude calls me a lolicon Nazi, all right? Meanwhile,
Are you?
This dude goes to Diddy parties. In his words, Diddy parties.
I mean, like I don't know. I haven't heard anything about this person Nuxanor being a lolicon, but I wouldn't be surprised. Me personally, I'm not surprised by any of that shit anymore. And I'll tell you why. It's because of libertarians, and I'm not going to elaborate any further.
Was like this little girl, this like supposedly attractive, very young girl.
Right, so he goes to parties with supposedly attractive, very young girls, all right? And he goes to brothels in Germany shut down for sex trafficking, where they found
Play
out
the whole
for a
clip,
fact
man.
that they sex trafficked children. Right? This dude supports every terrorist that wants to murder Jews on the planet, and he'll call me a lolicon Nazi. Is that not the most insane projection you've ever seen in your entire life? Like, I can't even... I am shocked and appalled that this dude doesn't realize he's projecting every time he opens his mouth.
Am I playing this at a... Oh, shit, I'm playing it at normal speed. Not bad. Hey, I still haven't showered. I think I said that earlier. So, I'm gonna go do that real quick. And then we'll continue watching this. So, I'm gonna just run it back. You can say pre-watched,
Jews in
okay, but I
Israel.
really
We
couldn't
kill
hear
all
it.
the Jews at
I
the
think I
same
went way
time.
too far
That
back.
is a quote from the guy that you support, all right? You are a genocidal freak, Hasan.
Also, may I point out that he has admitted that he is a propagandist on several
True!
occasions.
Just like I do propaganda. I'm a propaganda. For the record.
So the phrase genocidal propagandist is something that fits Hasan way more than it fits Ethan.
I am telling you, it's all projection. It is all projection for this guy. Every time he calls someone else something, he is that thing. Take a good look at this clip, genocidal freak. Take a look at his shit. Look at what he calls me.
Hide their identities. A lot of them come from like marginalized backgrounds, right? And now you got like fucking lolicon Nazi VTubers.
So this dude calls me a lolicon Nazi, all right? Meanwhile, this dude goes to Diddy parties. In his words, at the Diddy parties.
Not me, of course. I had only eaten portobello mushrooms. And one of the images that they were
Yeah.
playing was like this little girl, this like supposedly attractive, very young girl.
Right, so he goes to parties with supposedly attractive, very young girls, all right? And he goes to brothels in Germany shut down for sex trafficking, where they found out for a fact that they sex trafficked children.
Wait, I think he was
And
talking
this
about how
dude
weird it
supports
was. What?
Every terrorist, very young girls, all right? And he goes...
One of the images that they were playing was like this little girl, this
Yeah, it was like this little girl, like it was
supposedly attractive, very young girl.
supposedly attractive. Like he was saying, what he was saying was they were posing this very young girl and they were like in a, I don't think I need to explain this. I really don't feel like I need to explain this, dude. Like he was saying that they were presenting on large screens at this party a very obviously young girl in a set in a sex appeal kind of way, like it was fucked up is what he's saying. But
right, so he goes to
anyway,
parties with supposedly
I don't know.
attractive,
That's
very
probably
young
why he
girls,
didn't get
all
invited
right?
back.
And he goes to brothels in Germany shut down for sex trafficking, where they found out for a fact that they sex trafficked children. Right? This dude supports every terrorist that wants to murder Jews on the planet, and he'll call me a lolicon Nazi. Is that not the most insane projection you've ever seen in your entire life? Like, I can't even... I am shocked and appalled that this dude doesn't realize he's projecting every time he opens his mouth.
Anyways, this next part, Asmongold reacts to the ADL trying to deplatform Hasan.
Hasan Piker. So the ADL says when you openly support a murderous, anti-Semitic U.S. terrorist org calling for violence against all Jews, you minimize our fear and grief and embolden extremists. Now is the time for Twitch, YouTube, and all the other social media platforms to decide if their platforms or spaces allow someone like Piker to spew hatred and pro-terrorist propaganda. The time to act is now. So do I think this is going to go anywhere? I'm gonna be honest, guys. I think yes.
Bro, and Baldy's usually right. Baldy's usually right. Listen, that's crazy. Okay. Okay.
I think that this is a bridge too far. Trying to play PR for a terrorist organization, this will be a domino effect.
I'm not gonna act like it's not a big deal, but like, look, if Twitch bans Hasan, it's gonna hurt pretty bad. Like he makes up a pretty large, like he brings in some big bucks for Twitch. I don't think they want him. Like, they really don't want to ban him. And at the end of the day, I'm aware that that's why Twitch allows him to stay on the platform. Like, he is just that successful. It's not because they're doing it out of the goodness of their hearts, or they love Palestinians. It's just like, you know, that's what they gotta do. But anyway, I don't know if they'll ban him. I don't know. They might.
How much average companies hear the word
if they do,
anti-Semitism and they
fuck
just freak
you.
Out. They're like, oh shit, right? Like, oh no, we don't want to have anything to do with that, right?
See, the problem is, I hate that the ADL and people like them water down the term anti-Semitism so much. Like, I hate the term anti-Semitism. I really hate it. This is coming from hi, Jew here. I hate the term anti-Semitism because you have losers like people at the ADL that scream anti-Semitism everywhere. All right, like it's everyone freaking out about Gringotts Bank in Harry Potter, right? Because you know in Harry Potter in the bank with all.
All right, I watched this part, as you can see, and I thought I heard it right the first time, but I couldn't. I could barely hear him over the Schedule 1 music. And anyway, I kind of think that shit is anti-Semitic. You know, when you look at any fantasy media and you start speculating like what kind of racism might be behind some of the characters or humanoid creatures. For example, orcs in Tolkien. They're actually a racist caricature, and this is true. Tolkien basically said this verbatim, that the orcs were inspired by like a racist Asian caricature, and like the way he described them in the book, he says that was like his inspiration from it. And he didn't promote any like racist ideology, but he did that and that shit is kind of wrong. I don't agree. I don't think he should have done that. I don't know. He wrote fucking Lord of the Rings. What the fuck do I know? But still, I feel like that kind of wasn't the right move. And I think that the goblins in the Harry Potter book, they are kind of like a Jewish racist caricature, I feel like. I don't know, like, and there's like the fucking Star of David. I think he says that, and he says that next.
All the goblins
Let's find
with the
out.
long noses, and they're like, oh my god, that's obviously anti-Semitism. That's why they have goblins working at a bank. I mean, it does make it a little weirder that in the Gringotts Bank and
yeah, pre-watch. I did pre-watch this shit kind of, but on accident. Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, it's a little
sorry,
strange.
I admit it.
It's a little weird, but still, if you're gonna go on a crusade about that shit, then you've missed the plot. This is not anti-Semitism. No one gives a shit about this. Okay, stop. It doesn't matter. Okay? So, in my opinion, the term anti-Semitism has been so watered down by people that like crying it every single time. In my opinion, supporting literal terrorist organizations that say directly their stated goal is murdering Jews, all right? That's not anti-Semitism. That's
the ADL does call out a lot of, and look, we can argue about like whether the fucking Green Gods goblins are anti-Semitic. The ADL has like a broken clock is wrong twice a day. Okay, they have called out genuine anti-Semitism, but a lot of what they say, I agree, is not really anti-Semitism, but they keep saying that it is when it's not. And furthermore, I think that the whole anti-Semite of the year is usually, I mean, they gave it to Clandis Owens. They gave that shit to Clandis Owens. Honestly, that was kind of awesome. Or wait, no, did they give it to her? I feel like they did. Did Clandis Owens get the Anti-Semite of the Year award? Yeah, okay. I thought so. Yeah, she earned that shit. She really did. Nobody else can top her in anti-Semitism, according to the ADL. So, but anyway, it was up between her and Hasan, which is stupid. That was dumb. They were like Hasan was the runner-up. It's fucking stupid, dude. He's not anti-Semitic. Why can they not recognize that? That's why the ADL is ridiculous.
Pro-terrorism. And I think that's so
they
much
do
worse.
shit like that
So the moment that they
quite
do that and
often.
this happens, it's going to be very problematic.
Particularly with
Remember,
Hasan,
I don't
and
think it's gonna be
particularly
easy to-
recently,
I'm gonna be
it
honest,
seems.
think
I didn't even know
people
about
start
all
talking
this
about
shit. This is
especially more
crazy.
reputable sources start talking about this. And by the way, the Anti-Defamation League, the ADL,
Just so y'all understand, like, this is how I find stuff out now, is through, like, brain-rotted, right-wing
I mean, the ADL,
VTuber
I don't
content. Let's
think
go.
the ADL is that great either, but I understand that they exercise a certain power that is respected in traditional, like, mainstream media and mainstream circles, right?
I do believe that Hasan's downfall is coming very soon, especially with the recent...
Look, I'm just saying, the How F Does Hasan Piker franchise is ticking to 100. 550% is coming really soon, by the way. And 550% is going to be insane. The 550% cooked video is going to blow your mind. And we are getting closer and closer to 1,000 every day. At 1,000%, Hasan Piker will be facing real-life consequences to this shit.
terrorist attack that happened in Boulder, Colorado, right? As well as the shooter yelling Free Palestine.
The guy in Boulder, Colorado also yelled Free Palestine, by the way. Coincidence, huh? It's such a coincidence. Wow. It's probably a complete coincidence that these two people both yelled Free Palestine and decided to murder and firebomb Jews. Probably a coincidence. Not that they hated Jews or anything. It's not like this is a fucking genocidal piece of shit movement that is directly supporting terrorists. And again, this isn't every person that thinks Palestine should be free. I think a lot of people are just kind of brainwashed by the environment and don't know what they're talking about. But the ones supporting Hamas are fucking horrible.
Is now a magnifying glass on Hasan's behavior. And you guys know that my It's Over titles are usually a joke. It's literally a meme I've been playing for like 8 months now.
Yeah, but he's over.
Sometimes it's real.
It's actually over.
Vitaly in Philippines getting prison time, and Johnny Somali definitely gonna be going to prison for a very long time. That's confirmed. But Hasan is like a special case, right? This guy has eluded responsibility for his actions for very long. He's like an armchair extremist, right? He doesn't actually go out and commit the violence himself, but the things he says are so obviously violent, so obviously praising violence, so it's a little bit harder to prosecute with this guy. But with this whole series and the massive attention around Hasan right now, and all of these, I feel like his day is coming.
I do too. I've been saying this, and people called me mad. All right, when I started this franchise and I said that like actual accountability was heading his way, I had so many comments saying nothing ever happens. Nothing ever happens. Nothing's gonna happen to this guy. He's just gonna keep going on stream and pushing his random, like, progressive woke bullshit. Bro, he is so much worse than progressive woke bullshit. He is directly promoting terrorist organizations and violence. And because Twitch refused to punish him, he has an entire orbit. An orbit of terrorist-supporting freaks, all right? So literally around him, condoning the murder of random people in America for the sake of Hamas terrorists that started a war.
That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. Well, look, show a clip or something.
Levels of insane that is so beyond.
For like, please show Hasan saying like, I support, or react to anything he says.
For his downfall.
He refuses to back down.
I beg of
Every
you.
single time, he doubles down. He plays defense for the shooter.
He does.
murders
He does.
terrorists.
He just read the last terrorist's manifesto and essentially glazed the entire thing. Definitely check out my Hasan Piker's 520 and 530% fuck videos.
And I feel like it's only a matter of time. You can't consistently get away with this. And I don't care if it takes 100 videos, but this guy needs some serious
Thanks.
harm, bro. This guy's an absolute freak. Anyways, let's talk about the recent terrorist attack in Colorado.
An attack has occurred on a pro-Israel protest in Boulder, Colorado. Initial
It's not even like a pro-Israel protest. It was a bunch of people that got together to like pray and hope that the hostages are returned from a Hamas dungeon. Like, this is insane.
reports suggest Molotov cocktails were used, and there are multiple casualties, including children. According to the witnesses who spoke with CBS, the suspect...
Dog, you are having... Okay, you don't understand, because, again, I've said this before, and I've showed this clip before, so I'm not going to show it every time. But Hasan co-signed having an IRA-style terrorist organization in America bombing civilians. Bombing civilians.
Source, I made it up. Show the clip. Show the clip where Hasan says, I think that we should bomb civilians. Yeah, I'm sure he said that, bro. But he's not gonna play a clip. He's not gonna do any of that. He's played like 0 Hasan clips. It's really lame. Like, at least, I don't know, at least like clip him saying like something about Hamas or the Houthis or something and call him a terrorist then. But you can't do that because whenever he talks about those organizations, he's very specific about what he thinks in a way that you cannot construe it with him condoning the violence. Because he doesn't. He just acknowledges the context at which that violence occurs. But anyway.
That
Anyway,
idea,
nah,
and
he's a
getting
terrorist.
exactly what he wanted. He is literally getting what he wanted.
Evil
goddammit.
terrorist.
And I'm very excited to do the 550% fuck video because it's unreal. It's unreal that he gets away with this. Obviously, this hits close to home.
And
Yeah,
then
no shit.
like
Just
2 years from
murdering
now, we'll
and
be at
firearming random Jewish people in
1,000%. We'll be
America
at
with
5,000%.
gigantic
Meanwhile,
support
nothing
from a massive
happens.
online community.
Nothing
It's
ever
fucking
happens.
insane.
People walking to remember the
He
Israeli
can't be
hostages.
arrested
This is
for
not a
anything he
protest,
said.
it's
It
a
would
walk to
be
show solidarity with the
it
hostages
would just
and
be
their
like
families.
breaking the First Amendment.
Said run for their lives to organize
Very
the war.
clearly.
I mean, it's unequivocally domestic terrorism, and anybody can see that. What happened?
Absolutely. And I'm very excited to see if Hasan actually condemns these people or if he just reports the facts and finds him innocent of all wrongdoing.
There was another terrorist attack from a anti-Israel person who threw Molotov cocktails into a peaceful protest of children and burned multiple people alive and killed them. That's what happened.
So here we have a video.
Fucking horrible. It's actually fucking horrible. And remember, these are, your Hamas supporters. I'll just be real.
Of the guy who did the attack. Apparent video shows the suspect in the targeted terror attack holding Molotov cocktails.
The craziest thing is, in the media is like, white man arrested for, shit like this. And it's like if this hits all the checkboxes. This is all the fucking checkboxes. Like, you gotta realize, this is a guy named Mohammed from Egypt who's illegally in the country that supports Hamas and attacked Jews by lighting them on fire. Like, what the fuck is happening? What are we doing? What are we doing, gamers? And then you have a massive swath of online leftist freaks supporting this guy.
He can't do that. Alcohol. He's making Molotov cocktails.
Dude, what a freaking clown. Dude has completely lost his mind. He thinks that setting people on fire in America is somehow freeing Palestine. Dude, honestly, how...
They really freed Palestine with this one. I think you're wrong. I think More Pegasus, and again, Mr. More Pegasus, I appreciate your coverage immensely. But as someone who actually looked into the political life of this and is affected by this in my real life, they don't just think that they're saving Palestine with this one. They think they are doing the will of whatever deity they serve. All right? This is not just freeing Palestine, okay? This is about a group of people that are supporting terrorists that directly want to kill Jews and say they want to kill Jews. That's what they say. It's what they do. It's pretty
They support
straightforward.
them.
They're not doing
They
this to free
support them.
Palestine. They're doing this to kill people that they don't like.
How deluded can you actually be? How brain dead are these people? Anyways, these absolute idiots think that doing terrorism is somehow helping the cause. Like, how many Palestinians did you help by doing this? You absolute clown. In fact, you probably detracted from the cause, but because no-
It's never been about the cause. Okay, dude, let me explain something to you. Hamas terrorists murder their own people. Okay, they kill their own people for the sake of blaming Israel for killing these people. That is the reason why they kill their own people. You have to realize this is
they killed them and then
terrorist
they blame
organization
Israel.
that is fucking horrible.
Yeah, man.
Horrible.
They're just
Let
doing
me
that.
Show you. All right, so this was a CNN. All right, this
So
is on CNN.
much,
I'm gonna show
bro.
this in my Hasan Piker 550% fuck. Don't worry. So this is on CNN. At least 26 Palestinians were killed after Israeli forces opened fire near a Gaza aid distribution center. The Palestine Crescent Society said. All right, Hamas run. By the way. Now, interestingly enough, after video footage later came out, Hamas shot 31 Gazans today while collecting humanitarian aid. They blamed it on Israel. The entire international media believed Hamas without questioning it and told tens of millions of followers the truth. Video footage came out of this. Hamas shot their own people, blamed Israel, and that's just kind of how the narrative got spun.
What does the AI say right there? Wait, okay, so what's going on with Grok? So what did happen?
The entire international media believed Hamas without questioning it and told tens of millions of followers the truth.
Yo, Grok is on a mission, bro. What the fuck is Grok doing? I thought that what are they doing with it? Are they still trying to like make it right wing or did they just give up? Like, I feel like they would have gotten it by now. What are the engineers at X doing,
Israel,
man?
And that's just kind of how the narrative got spun. And Hasan even reported that today. He even reported that today. You want to know how I know? I didn't even do all the legwork yet, but we're getting there. Don't worry. Bro, look at his stream. Look at his stream. Look at the title of his stream. Israel opens fire at aid line. This didn't happen. This did not happen. What are we even doing? What are we even doing here? Like, it's unbelievable.
We're gonna associate.
So, by the way, he's citing who? Vivid prowess. Mainstream media? I do not believe the mainstream media when they report on things that I don't like. This has got to be something that, like, dozens of people were a witness to. Like, who is Vivid Prowess? Holy shit. I think I just found some crazy shit.
Radicals who governed the country surrounding Israel said they basically told
he is 100% correct.
Wives. When we win this war, your wives and daughters are ours. They told them. They made it public. We're coming for your women as slaves. Because that's, so anyone who wants to know Islam, that's halal. Yeah, you're allowed to do that. So they're allowed to come in and take all the women as slaves.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
was faced. And then I saw
yeah,
Israel
you can enslave women's wives, famously. That's what Muslims have always, they all believe. That's what they've always believed.
I thought it's bullshit. Islam is a democracy surrounded by totalitarian, Sharia-driven shitholes. Yeah?
Alright, I have no idea if any of that is true. Maybe that did happen. I don't know. I don't know, but this... Yo, why is he grabbing him like that, though? What did he do? Arrest being made as masked Hamas sympathizer fanatics with Kefia's march through New York City right now? Why was he arresting him, though? He didn't look like he was running. Like, I don't know. Like, wait. Okay, I think he was. I don't know. Why the fuck? What was going on with that? Who knows? Yo, that's so epic, man. Liberals destroyed. Liberal terrorists destroyed. Let's go. Can't wait for DT to deport those fuckers to Gaza. The Free Palestine... Yo, I can't wait until Donald Trump gets these people blowed up into red mist. Let's go. Yeah, so I think that's enough of looking at Nuxanor's news feed. I think.
Entire international media believed Hamas without questioning it and told tens of millions of followers the truth. Video footage came out of this. Hamas shot their own people, blamed Israel, and that's just kind of how the narrative got spun. And Hasan even reported that today. He even reported that today. You want to know how I know? I didn't even do all the legwork yet, but we're getting there. Don't worry. Bro, look at his stream. Look at his stream. Look at the title of his stream. Israel opens fire at aid line. This didn't happen. This did not happen. What are we even doing? What are we even doing here?
Are you sure about that?
It's unbelievable.
We're gonna associate
Israel would never fire at an aid line. They would never do that.
If you hate Jews,
they're so nice.
This is insanity.
They send bullets of
on
peace.
American soil. All right, on American soil, he propagates terrorist organizations for the most vicious, vindictive reasons possible. This guy did not do this to save Palestine. This dude did it to kill Jews.
Palestine with complete terror attacks and random bullshit like this. So here's the news report about it.
I'm able to confirm there are 6 victims, ages 67 to 88. All of them have been transported to local hospitals. This attack happened at a regularly scheduled, weekly, peaceful event. Witnesses are reporting that the subject used a makeshift flamethrower and threw an incendiary device into the crowd. The suspect was heard to yell, "Free Palestine," during the attack.
All right, I'm waiting for Hasan to read the manifesto so he can figure out his motives.
The subject has been identified as Mohammed Sabri Solomon, and he's 45 years old. The FBI
Classic white guy, am I right?
is processing the crime scene in the subject vehicle and interviewing key witnesses. We're assisting Boulder Police in providing technical, analytic, and additional forensic resources. As a result of these...
That's a war crime, by the way. You know that's a war crime? Flamethrowers are not legal. They are banned in warfare. All right, that's a war crime. War criminal terrorist.
What? Wait, you want to talk about war crimes? You want to... This one guy that did this one, like, evil racist act where he tried to flamethrower innocent Jewish people. You're saying that that's a war crime, but Israel, they never do a war crime. Like,
over here.
Preliminary facts, it is clear that this is a
let's talk about the war crimes that they've done. Like, war crimes, plural.
Yeah, no shit.
Like, lots of them over the course of many decades.
And I feel like the FBI really needs to be on top of the shit. It's crazy how this is even allowed to happen because
It's not allowed to happen. It's just respected and revered and praised on the online ecosystem of fucking freaks. Look, I love free speech. I think free speech is really important. I also recognize that incitement to violence is not freedom of speech.
But only when it's but only when I like it.
United States designated
if I don't like it, then it's violence. It's violence against me.
Absolutely, in my opinion, inciting violence. I don't even understand how this is like a controversial statement.
Can probably guess that this guy was online spouting some bullshit on his social media
Obviously, this dude probably gets 10,000 likes on all of his tweets that say fuck the Jews or whatever. And again, you can say fuck the Jews on the internet. I believe in freedom of speech. Go for it, bro. Like, whatever. But it's this incitement of violence shit that keeps happening. This propagandizing and false information shit is insane. So, I had a hot take. I had an opinion. I think that Elon Musk, I'm really glad that he bought Twitter and made it a free speech platform. I think that absolutely there should be a little AI
I love all
tool,
the Nazis on Twitter. I love all the Nazis they brought to Twitter.
AI tool to
Yo, Twitter
check
is so
authenticity of
great
tweets.
now.
I don't think it should take tweets down.
Yeah.
Right, let's say I make a tweet like this. All right, you should have like a little number on the side from 1 to 100. Just a random AI ranking. All right, from 1 to 100, where 100 makes it authentic and 1 is not authentic. And if you push that button, it can explain to you its reasoning. Right. So a tweet like this, I think you should have like a solid, let's say 60 over here. All right, you click the 60 and it'll be like, yeah, this is Hasan Piker. He supports terrorists that kill Jews. He likes those guys a lot, which is why this clip was made. However, his head is actually bigger in real life.
And the FBI needs to be more proactive in stopping these people committing their actual violence. Because if you're online, like you're on Twitter, and you're threatening to kill people, you know, you need to be on a list. You need to be monitored.
Super
right?
agree. You incite.
Okay, actually, I want to find out more about this. About this, Egyptian man flamethrower in Boulder.
Colorado, where peaceful demonstrators
What the fuck is going on with Boulder, Colorado, bro?
Attacked
Police say a man used
God
a makeshift
damn.
flamethrower to try to set people on fire. 8 people were injured, and at least 1 person is in critical condition right now. The suspect has been identified and faces multiple charges this morning. Our Naomi Ruckham joins me here in Studio 57 with more on this. Naomi, good morning.
Errol, the FBI is calling this a targeted act of violence and investigating the attack as an act of terrorism. The suspect is an Egyptian national whose visa expired more than 2 years ago. Charges were just filed against him, including attempted murder and the use of explosives during a felony. Investigators are now delving into his background and social media posts as they try to determine what inspired him to commit the attack and if he acted alone.
There's a male with a blowtorch setting people on fire.
A shocking attack in downtown Boulder. Witnesses say this man, identified by the FBI as 45-year-old Mohammed Sabri Suleiman, used a makeshift flamethrower and threw Molotov cocktails, burning people who were marching to support the Israeli hostages held in Gaza.
I heard a big boom and people yelling and screaming.
Tourist Alex Osante says the attack happened while he was having lunch at a nearby restaurant.
One person caught on fire from head to toe.
Osante says he gave bottles of water to people who rushed in to help the victims. Witnesses and authorities say the suspect was heard yelling phrases including "Free Palestine" before he was taken into custody at the scene.
Yeah, I think that is pretty clear cut. Yeah.
As an act of terrorism.
A U.S. official confirms to CBS News that the suspect is an Egyptian national who overstayed his visa after entering the U.S. in
wait,
August
did
2022.
Hasan?
He has recently lived in Colorado.
See, I mean, I don't know. Like,
the FBI says it is also conducting operations in El Paso County.
The fact that this is happening to Jews in my local community.
just because he said, I don't know, just because he said "Free Palestine," I don't think this person was like really a Palestinian ally. Why would you try to flamethrower innocent people across the world from Palestine that were just like gathering and praying? Like, you think that's gonna free Palestine? I don't know. I don't know. I don't think that is like, I'm sorry. I don't think it's fucking representative of the Free Palestine movement. I don't think that like people that say Free Palestine are gonna go and flamethrower random Jewish innocent people. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Let's go back.
He likes those guys a lot, which is why this clip was made. However, his head is actually bigger in real life.
And the FBI needs to be more proactive in stopping these people committing their actual violence. Because if you're online, like you're on Twitter, and you're threatening to kill people, you know, you need to be on a list. You need to be monitored.
Super
right?
agree. You incite violence, get fucked.
Things the FBI needs to do to protect people. And I feel like recently there's been this surge of people advocating open violence.
We know this guy.
Thanks to some people, you know,
Dude, you know what Noah Samson just did, by the way? I was thinking of actually making a video on this. I'm probably not going to because I don't actually care enough, but this is the ultimate segue for me to talk about this. Because it's insane, because it's absolutely crazy that this is even happening. So this is a video, The Truth About the Israeli Diplomat Shooter, where he talks about this dude that murdered 2 Israeli diplomats in Washington, D.C., and he essentially, I watched the first like 3 minutes of the video, and the first 3 minutes of this video was all explaining why that guy's actually kind of based for killing them, and that it has nothing to do with anti-Semitism. Is that not insane? I didn't watch the whole video. I assume he doesn't change his tune, but that's basically what he's doing. He's basically glazing that guy, and he's like, yeah, he probably doesn't hate Jews.
Surge of people advocating open violence, thanks to some people, you know, some particular Twitch streamers radicalizing the absolute shit out of regular people, you know, threatening to kill senators himself. Obviously, people are gonna start thinking this type of stuff is okay because they get brainwashed by people like Hasan.
It's true.
Also, can I just say,
you gotta realize, kids are on Twitch, let's say. You know, you log on to Twitch, bro. You go to Twitch. On every smart television in America, some guy just lets his kids watch on Twitch in the living room. They turn on funny Turkish man streaming, and dude's just talking about how all Zionists are bloodthirsty pig dogs, and you should.
What is this like scenario in your head? No, Hasan, his streams are like for adults. They're not marketed towards children. And if you show his streams to a child, that's not his fault. And anyway, you're just like doing the classic conservative thing where you're like, oh, they're corrupting the kids. Think about the children. What about the kids? No. No, man. It's fine. Okay, yeah, you shouldn't show your kids like extreme political content unless you want to. Okay, but like understand what you're showing your children. Is all I have to say about that. And it's a fucking stupid hypothetical, by the way. Who the fuck would do that? Oh no, I accidentally showed my child extreme political opinions and now they're radicalized. No. Unironically, that shit does happen just with Fox News, I think. I mean, think about it. Like, the old people, they leave Fox News running in their living room all the time. The stupid little Billy is like, ooh, I'm gonna watch this shit. And then they're fucking stupid for life, okay? That's what fucking happens. Ooh, funny suit man. Gutfeld's so funny. Yeah, Gutfeld is the kind of name that, like, is funny to, like, a small child. I feel like they would watch Gutfeld just to, like, hear his name be said. I don't know if I can finish this video. I'm trying. God damn, it's already 11:30. Fuck. I gotta be up early tomorrow too. Yeah.
Kill them. Or maybe that's a bit of a summarization. But that's the vibe he gives off for sure.
Throwing away your life
Fucking open up Twitch and you get Hitler.
at 45 is crazy. I mean, enjoy the rest of your life in prison.
Hey, yo, want to see this cool music video? turn on the fucking Kanye West Heil Hitler song.
Absolute loser. Also, he just looks like completely unemployed, bro. Holy shit, that's like the caricature of unemployed.
Yeah, because he lost his work visa in the United States and he's here illegally.
Anyways, Asmongold tried to message the FBI, but their DMs were closed, so he just started tweeting at them.
Based.
Here we have the FBI director, and he says, we're aware of and fully investigating a targeted terror attack in Colorado. Our agents and local law enforcement are on the scene already, and we'll share updates as more information becomes available.
That could also mean, I don't know if the guy's unemployed or not, but, like, there is a different scenario where he didn't necessarily lose his job to lose his work visa. That could be what happened. But usually what follows, losing your work visa because you got fired, what follows is immediate, like, arrest and deportation. Unless you can find another sponsor, I think. I don't really know how it works. Okay, I don't know. I generally know how it works, but, like, I'm not a fucking, immigration lawyer. Yeah, immigration lawyer.
At FBI, and bro's targeting it. Bro's like adding his own agency, dog. Ain't no way.
Y'all really need to listen, bro. What does he know, man? What is he? He's a boomer. There are boomers on the internet that don't realize how dangerous this is.
Get on top of some of these people online. They promote.
It's so dangerous.
Nothing ever happens. Oh, more online censorship? This isn't, guys, this is not.
Dude, I love how people are so brain rotted. They're like, are you calling out a terrorist? Sounds like censorship to me.
More online
Yeah,
censorship.
turn it 480.
It was never acceptable to make calls for violence and to promote terror organizations. This is not, guys,
Obviously.
this is not censorship. This is the law.
But what about
Yeah.
freedom of speech?
Yeah, it was a call to violence. He wants to kill a senator. That's what base. This is so fucking dumb, man.
Hasan move. Hasan does that all the time.
Oh.
I can't believe everyone promotes freedom of speech and then they want to get me silenced and deplatformed. I guess you don't actually believe in freedom of speech. No, I do believe in freedom of speech. Yep, I believe in freedom of speech. You know, unless you're advocating for violence or, you know, doing other illegal shit.
And chatter just coming into Asmongold's chat.
It's like, Hasan, shoot someone in the face. It's my God-given right as an American. It's freedom of speech.
It's
the freedom of speech of murdering people.
What kind of idiot actually thinks that following the law and applying the rules fairly is censorship? You're literally not allowed.
What these fucking idiots don't realize, and this is the funniest part, man. This is the funniest fucking part. Wait, stop. Look at me. Whoever's watching this. They're gonna go after this motherfucker as well. I've said this before, I'm pretty sure. I think I've said it about this person in particular. Nuxanor, the blue guy. They're gonna come after this motherfucker immediately after Hasan. Because he's too woke about some issue. It's a slippery slope, unironically. Think about it. If they're going to start arresting people because of what they say, because they're gonna say simply speaking words that are like anti-Israel is material support to terrorist organizations that are also anti-Israel. If you're gonna make that argument, then basically you can arrest anyone for saying anything eventually. And very quickly, probably. If we accept that as the people, we're so cooked. I mean, we're already cooked, in my opinion, but like, this is fucking stupid. We are done, D-O-N-E fucked. And they're gonna come after this little fucking twink VTuber. Let me tell you. They're gonna get him. They're gonna black bag him. And honestly, like, you reap what you sow.
We're waiting. We're zeroing in. We're zeroing in. They're calling him out everywhere.
Some other shit. I don't know. I mean, he did get questioned. Apparently, I feel like if you're supporting terrorist organizations that are designated as an enemy, but by America, that means you are an enemy of the country. No, that is literally what it means.
It's as simple as that, I would think. It's crazy, bro.
Yeah, there's plenty of other countries outside America where if you try to do this shit, you would be deported.
I mean, it's my favorite thing ever. It's like, all right, so Hasan's from Turkey, right? It's like, if you were in Turkey and you're like, can I please criticize the government? And they're like, no, if you criticize the government, we will kill you. And you're like, oh, fuck. Then you go to America and you're like, can we criticize the government? And then the Americans are like, yes, absolutely. Of course you can criticize the government. It's freedom of speech. And you're like, oh, fuck America. Turkey's way better. Woo! Cooking.
You would be jailed. You're not allowed to say this type of shit. Now, Asmon talks about the role platform.
Turkey, he's never said Turkey is way better, number one. He doesn't like Turkey. He thinks Turkey has a lot of the same problems as America. Because at the end of the day, Turkey is basically just America. Okay, they're like, at least they want to be like America, okay? But yes, there is also a lot of like in Turkey, you don't have freedom of speech, okay? You can't criticize the government. You can't say whatever you want. You're not allowed to. But people, despite that, people in Turkey still, believe it or not, they do criticize the government. They just do it in a non-public way. You know, it's like more of a shoulder, anyway. None of that shit matters. He doesn't care. None of this shit matters. I don't know why the fuck I'm even talking about this shit. Let's get back to it.
For this type of radicalism, the FBI needs to be, and TikTok, TikTok's another one too. You're right. Twitch, I mean, Twitch is really just pretty much, it's centered entirely around Hasan, right? I mean, like let's be honest, right?
I don't know about that. Like, he's not the biggest creator. Okay, they've certainly taken some beatings for him. Twitch has, but he generates a lot of money for them, I think. And anyway, it's not like he's the biggest. It doesn't fucking center around him, okay? He's not the center of the fucking universe. He's not even the center of Twitch. The biggest Twitch streamer is, I don't know for sure, but probably still Kai Cenat or maybe iShowSpeed or something. Does iShowSpeed even stream on Twitch? I don't think so. Let's ask Google. I don't even know. I never watch his streams. Oh, he does, yeah. Yo, I never watch Twitch streams anymore. There was a period of time where I used to watch them, but now I just do it myself. I should probably keep up with the platform that I broadcast on. But oh well. Who is the biggest Twitch streamer? Who's the real center of Twitch? Oh, it's Ninja? That's crazy.
To a lot of these people that are advocating for violence.
I
and
agree.
pushing for violence.
I agree. Again, I think if you're supporting an American designated terrorist organization openly, you should be absolutely looked into by the FBI, without a doubt. And it is nothing to do with
He is being looked into by the FBI. I'm sure they're tapping his fucking phones. They're probably tapping mine. Okay, they're probably fucking listening to me. They're gonna listen in on anyone that's like, are you kidding me? The fucking intelligence community? Yeah, trust me, bro, they're watching it. Like, read a fucking history book, please, man. But like, goddamn.
or anything like that. It has nothing to do with that. The United States government has literally come together to designate a group as a terrorist organization. If you are supporting them, then you are an enemy of America. You are committing treason. All right? Stop letting people get away with this because you're afraid of social media backlash. They're gonna backlash anyway. You absolutely have to squash this shit. Dude, you gotta realize this guy firebombed Americans. Just everyday Americans that happen to be Jewish, praying for captives and hostages. Like, what is even happening? I don't remember the last time I saw any Jews firebombing Hamas protests. Any update on any of that? Did that happen in America recently? I don't remember that happening. Pretty weird, huh? I wonder who the violent side is. Where's the violence?
Because I think that it's all over these platforms. It's not like it's something that's like just stated offhandedly or whatever. It's everywhere. And I'm not talking about somebody who's like saying, I hate Israel. I'm saying somebody who's saying, we should burn Israelis. You know, Israelis deserve to suffer for this.
They're not even Israelis. They're Americans. Like, you gotta realize how bad this is. You have to realize how bad this situation is. These are people that are glazing and supporting a terrorist attack against American citizens and getting away with it. And you will be next. I mean, obviously I hope not, but you could be next.
Posed as a gardener. Who is this guy? What's his name? Man posing as a gardener to get close to a group. Yeah. Oh yeah, Mohammed Sabri Solomon. I want to know who the fuck he is. I'm gonna Google his name. That's crazy. Oh. He got here 2 years ago. Or no, his visa expired 2 years ago. How long was he in the country? He's Egyptian. Huh. I don't know.
Like,
crazy shit happens.
Like this, or you hurt them, it's okay. Like, there are so many overt calls for violence that are happening on social media right now.
True.
That I don't even think that we need to get into the gray areas.
True.
Because there are
just start with the black and white areas. Absolutely. I think the gray areas, they'll die in time if you're actually punishing people for this shit. But no one gets punished for it. And I don't think it's just direct calls for violence. I think it's direct support of terrorists that is also evil. And I'm so glad other people are finally jumping on this train.
So many black and white examples right now. And nothing is happening to these people, and there's no consequences for it.
Honestly, it makes for pretty easy content for me to react to. So part of me wants to say I'm glad everybody's jumping on this train too. Because anybody with half a brain can dissect this shit, including me. And it's crazy that they're saying it. Like, it's dumb. Like, yeah, I'm sure that everybody in the Free Palestine movement is just itching to flamethrower people and support Hamas and Hasan. He loves terrorism. He just loves it so much.
And they're just letting these people run wild. I mean, really.
They haven't played any clips or anything. They're not even doing that anymore.
The chat, his sub-only chat in emote-only mode is his emote.
Is it because he like is so quick to debunk it or what?
As far as I know, these people probably never got banned.
Hasan reacts to shit like this too, not these guys, but like.
I'm so glad more people are enjoying the How Fucked is Hasan Piker franchise. You see, the latest person that I found out actually has been enjoying the How Fucked is Hasan Piker franchise is none other than Hasan Piker himself.
I saw a tweet about this on my timeline. It also went viral. It was like the fucking dude that's always complaining about me being like, Hasan is 700% done now.
Yeah.
Yo, Hasan, Nuxanor mentioned.
We've all been able to come together for this one.
I don't know, like, do they still
Yes.
No, actually, they have their account and they get invited to the next Diddy party with Hasan. In fact, if you're a girl and you want to get in bed with Hasan, just tell him that you love terrorists. Just tell him that you're really anti-Semitic.
I mean, are you kidding? I assume you're joking, right? I assume that was funny, like a funny haha, like you did a haha. Check this out. You ready to lose your mind? Get ready to lose your mind. All right, so this is me making a funny tweet. You can't make this shit up. This is the journalist that keeps glazing Hasan Piker, Taylor Lorenz, who says young people today also currently recognize that 9/11 didn't happen in a vacuum. It was a direct response and consequences to U.S. foreign policy.
Yes.
The more you know about what the U.S. has done in the Middle East, the more you understand why many believe
the U.S. deserved 9/11. Yeah, like what are we talking about? Like we're still talking about this? We're still fucking talking about this? It's been like 6 years, 7 years or some shit. When did he say that? Was it? I think it was like 2019. I remember it was August. It was like August something of 2019. It was before I started watching him. And I don't even think I heard about it at the time. I didn't give a fuck. But when did Hasan say America deserved 9/11? He's talked about it so much. Like I don't understand. It was 2019. How the fuck are we still talking about this? So I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say the words, okay? The people that died in 9/11, they did not deserve to die. It was fucked up. Like the building exploded, people died, people jumped from the building, people got blowed up and burned alive. It was like unimaginably awful. Like I don't know. It makes everyone's skin crawl to think about shit like that. But anyway, those people did not deserve to die in such a terrible way. Nobody would. No. Okay, maybe there are like people that deserve that, but I don't know. Like George W. Bush, okay, for example, because George W. Bush, his response to 9/11 was really fucked up. And anyway, and like nobody, like, we all look back at it now and it's like, wow, that shit sucked. Like that was a terrible way to respond to it. But that, that's what he did. That's what Dick Cheney did. Okay, they did that. But what were they supposed to do? They had to find the bat. Yeah, let's just fucking start like bombing the fuck out of Yemen. Yeah, yeah, that's a great idea. Okay, anyway. The reason that 9/11 happened was because of Al-Qaeda, right? It was because Al-Qaeda, they did 9/11. It was Al-Qaeda. We know this now. Now, while it was Al-Qaeda, it is like also factual to, and like I don't really know if it's super important to the story to understand this, but it was a faction of Al-Qaeda. It wasn't like Al-Qaeda as a whole, but it was a faction of Al-Qaeda. There are multiple factions in Al-Qaeda. They fucking fight each other. Sometimes they're friends. Usually they're just like kind of neutral to each other. And, it's like you scratch my back, I scratch yours kind of situation. But anyway, this one faction of Al-Qaeda was led by Osama bin Laden, and it was a pretty unpopular like faction in Al-Qaeda. They had enemies within Al-Qaeda, but it wasn't like violent. They weren't like shooting at each other. It wasn't that bad. But while this was happening, Osama was planning 9/11, and he was going to do 9/11. And the FBI and other members of the intelligence community, people in the intelligence community, were aware that an attack was like being planned. Okay, but anyway, that's what was leading up to 9/11. Now, the question then becomes, how did this faction of Al-Qaeda form in the first place? Actually, bigger picture, how did Al-Qaeda form in the first place? I wonder. Well, you see, back in like 1989, when the Russians invaded Kabul. Wait, when did I'm sorry, maybe that's when the occupation ended. I can't remember. Shows what I know. It was 1979. My bad. Hey, it's like midnight, bro. Anyway, when the Russians invaded Kabul, Ronald Reagan, he really didn't like that. He didn't like that at all. So, we decided that, okay, like, the Russians, they have Kabul, like, it's theirs. But the people living there don't really like that they're being occupied by Russians. So, what if we just train them to use guns and send them guns and tell them to, like, and let's, like, try to use their religion, try to, like, convince them that their God would actually want them to fight the Russians. And so that's what they did. And oops, we accidentally created the Taliban. Oops. Whoopsies. Now, eventually, a appendage of the Taliban split off and became Al-Qaeda. And that, of course, went on to carry out 9/11. So that is why we say that America did 9/11 in a very roundabout way. Okay, it is America's fault. Like, she brought it on herself. That doesn't mean that the innocent individuals, the 3,000 innocent individuals, were, like, deserving of death, especially one so painful and excruciating. But yeah, anyway, back to the video.
The U.S. deserved 9/11. That's right. Just another one of the Hasan Blazers. Also happens to be a 9/11 enjoyer. Interesting how that keeps happening.
Yeah, that's what she said. Yeah, she said she loves 9/11.
Crazy,
Yeah, let's go!
How is there an entire
I'm not gonna read any deeper into this.
You gotta be kidding me, man. Like, it gets even crazier. She tweets so much I'll never find it. But she literally retweeted one of the freaks that have been slandering me. Oh my god, let me see if I can find this shit. Bro. Yeah, so this is her retweeting my tweet where she defends her 9/11 take. These people keep cropping the tweet off from the first part of the thread, which has its statement and context. But I can't make up the concept of blowback. I can't make up the fact that many people in the Middle East felt America deserved to be attacked. I don't know what to tell you guys. That's not at all what it says in this tweet. That's not at all what it says here. Oh my god. And then literally retweet slander about me. Right, so this is some guy saying, "Time to defend sexualization of underage woman." No, I don't, and has admitted to watching CSAM, by the way. I never watched CSAM. Never watched CSAM. That's fucking horrible. This is literally slander. And Hasan's favorite journalist decides to retweet it. Let's go! Let's go, boys! That's what I'm talking about. Woo!
That's like Viagra for him. But anyways, I completely agree. These people are psychos. If you're tweeting you want to literally murder people, then yeah, I don't think it's too crazy that the FBI show up at your house, or at least ask you a few questions. Somebody needs to be tailing you and watching you so you don't go and pull some shit like this shirtless guy did or whatever. And you might think I'm extreme for this, but I think...
What's CSAM? Child sexual assault material.
Well,
whatever.
that's not really what happened, though. He didn't... First of all, I don't think he's ever been questioned by the FBI. Maybe I missed something. I very well could have. But he was interrogated by Border Patrol. when he was trying to leave France a few weeks ago. I remember that because that shit was crazy. They asked him a bunch of, like, political questions. Like, a police person was, like, asking him all these leading questions about politics. And you might say, well, you know, he's a political commentator, but, like, I don't know, man. I still think it's weird that, like, a police officer was asking him this while he was detaining him. Like, that's fucking weird. Actually, I would go beyond saying that that's weird. I would say that that is at least a borderline violation of First Amendment rights. Like, that is obviously a scare tactic of some sort. That's like an intimidation tactic, in my opinion. Maybe I'm speculating. I'm kind of speculating. I don't think it's a stretch to say that there was some kind of, like, thing going on there. Anyway, it doesn't fucking matter. Okay, it was weird. It was Border Patrol that did it. And then he got stopped at the TSA recently as well. And it is fucked up. Hasan has not said anything violent. Like, you can say that he's been annoying about politics. He never shuts the fuck up. Like, yeah, I agree with that. He never does shut the fuck up about this shit. That's why people like him. That's why people watch him. That's how he makes money too. And of course, I think he is, like, he probably wouldn't, if it weren't for the money, like, he wouldn't be doing this 12 hours a day. But, like, he wanted to do this. Like, I think he does genuinely care about this issue because it affects people close to him. But anyway, all that is to say, it is fucked up that they basically fucking detained him, wouldn't let him leave, and asked him a bunch of questions about his political opinions. If somebody did that shit to me, I probably wouldn't say anything, but I would be thinking, like, this is crazy. It's like, what, do we live in fucking communist Russia? Like, the secret police are gonna come black bag me because of my political opinions? The fuck are we talking about? Like, that,
It's child porn.
that's the next step.
It's slander, yeah.
Hasan deserves a visit too. Okay, I feel like he is way too comfortable.
I agree.
Okay, he is not
He sits there, he winks and nudges, and supports some terrorists.
following the law. All right, let's just say that.
I don't think it's slander because I don't think it's caused you any material harm. It's not like Hasan is saying these things to anybody that is going to, like, none of your fans are going to listen to him. Nobody fucking cares. And genuinely, I don't even think he's name dropped you. I can't remember. I haven't heard him name drop you yet. Maybe I'm forgetting. But, like, how can it be slander if he never mentions you by name? Actually, there may be, like, precedent about that. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I still don't think it's slander, though, because, mainly because nobody really gives a fuck about you. None of his audience does. I may be the only one. I may be the only one that cares. I don't know.
Deserve consequences too.
Do you think there should be consequences for leftist influencers fueling this extremism? I think that if you are promoting and providing a platform for this type of extremism, then yeah, I do think so.
Yeah.
I don't
Damn.
think that being is obviously right. Like, I mean, I'm not a big fan of Israel. I'm just.
Why the fuck am I watching this person, man? What I just said got me thinking. I'm gonna finish this video, though.
Dude, I love that emote. I love this image.
Only
of
like
Hasan so
20
much, I use
minutes
it whenever
left.
I can.
Out of free Palestine. Peaceful Molotov.
Mostly peaceful flamethrowers.
Dude, that is actually exactly what Hasan would say, unironically.
Hasan would look at this, analyze it, and decide that the Molotov cocktail user was not anti-Semitic.
Probably say those were empathetic Molotovs.
True.
Also, there is no way they can still claim they're the good guys. We're burning people alive with Molotovs. Look at us, guys. We're so cool. These people are like, we're anti-Israel. We're so awesome. Like, yeah, you can be anti-Israel without literally killing people. And
But that's why it's suspicious, though, man. Like, there's a ton of free Palestine people in this country. They're not throwing fucking Molotovs and shit. I don't know. It's just weird. Like, I don't see this person as being genuinely free Palestine. And you can be like, oh, well, that's because, like, you're like one of the free Palestine ones. And I don't know, sure. But also, like, who the fuck is saying in the Free Palestine movement that we need to make Molotov cocktails and throw them at Jewish people? Nobody's fucking saying that. Unless you, like, try to twist Hasan's words into him being pro-death to all Jews.
You can have whatever opinion on whatever topic you basically want. However,
Yeah, that's what Hasan wanted. He wanted this. He wanted this to happen. Yeah, he loves it when this happens. Like, at least like play the clips, man. Come on.
There's a reason why there are
Play the clips of him like interviewing a Houthi or something, or just like anything. They're barely showing anything here.
Maybe you have certain religious beliefs, maybe you have family members on one side, obviously you can be swayed any way or the other, but the second it gets violent and you're actually
The circle jerk is crazy.
as a terrorist and nobody has any sympathy for you anymore. And yeah, people like Hasan who radicalize people need to be stopped because he's like the starting, the starting seed which
Dude,
leads into
it's so nice to see people realizing this. Oh god, I love more Pegasus. Bro is absolutely cooking.
all this bullshit. Anyways, let's move on to Wade Clemens.
All right, let's move on to other things in this sphere. Before we, dude, 550% fucked is gonna be crazy.
Boxing commentator. You might remember him from the KSI saga when KSI was just melting down over the slightest criticism from him. And yeah, he's like a pretty nice guy. And he's talking about iDubbbz here. Former Creator Clash commentator Wade says he worked for free thinking it was a charity event.
No way.
Well, it's a charity event.
No way.
Because it's not what it is. That was the whole issue with the lack of communication behind number 1 and 2. That it's a charity event. Charity event. Charity event. It's not a charity event. It's a boxing event that you are perpendicularly associating with and separate charity.
Dude, that's crazy.
It has nothing to do with people buying the boxing event. I was a part of the event and didn't know any of this. I didn't know where money was going. Outside of the fact that I was offered and said no, I'm all.
Bro, this dude went to go and commentate this boxing event for free because he didn't want to take money from charity. Then it turns out that Ian was taking 34% allegedly. What an unbelievable snake.
All good on that. I want to be there to support him because they gave me an opportunity. A friend made a video of accusing H3, the guy we watched yesterday, of abusing his kids. What the f are we talking about? And then CPS came to his house. Also collaborated with very far left content creators in his video about Ethan, which made many of the fighters on the card feel like participating in the event was an endorsement of those extreme beliefs.
That's what it would look like,
Supporting Hamas, saying America deserved 9/11. What the f?
Dude, this is just a regular guy. This is a normal, regular dude reaction to this shit. Oh my god, this is everything I wanted to see. This is what I want every single normie's reaction to Hasan to be. This is the purpose of the How Fucked is Hasan Piker franchise. More people are realizing, yes, this is everything I wanted.
I like how when regular people learn about the situation,
I would want a source on that. I don't know. I guess it comes down to whether or not you believe good old Wade over there, and I have no idea who the fuck he is, but it could be true. Maybe if Ian took 34%, that does seem like a pretty high number. It almost seems too high to be believable. But what I do know is that the second event didn't make like any money for charity. I don't think. I'm pretty sure they said that. Right? I don't know. Hopefully the third one does better. I guess we'll find out, or unless they cancel it from fucking fighters dropping out left and right, dropping like flies.
Most people, your average
I don't want it to fail, by the way. I'd like it to be successful, but I don't know. The last one was kind of a cluster.
Cause of all these people dying. Alright, all the protests that are fucking up every city in the world, that are firebombing civilians, and this dude supports these freaks. Oh my lord.
That was pretty much all of our reactions as well to Hasan and friends and the whole content.
It's crazy. Okay, I shouldn't have paused it on Hijab of the HUD. Alright, yeah, but realistically, this is insane. This is the normal dude reaction.
He seems a little confused about the situation, so another open invitation to Wade or anybody else. Just watch the saga start to finish.
You just sound... These two sound like each other, too. Sometimes I can't tell who it is. If it's the blue one or the...
That is true. Yeah,
if it's Nux or
I think that Hasan's franchise is definitely a deeper look. But I think
video
as far as,
he's watching.
Like the overarching coverage of the drama, I think no one does it like more Pegasus. Bro cooks.
Let's move on to Ludwig. Basically, a couple videos ago, I criticized Ludwig for defending defending iDubbbz taking 34%
Understandable.
from a charity. I thought it was pretty scummy. And essentially snaking a charity event and just not disclosing it to anybody because people thought their ticket money was going to charity when it was not, and Ludwig was defending that. But anyways, one of you guys messaged me on Instagram, told me that he responded to my video, or at least dodged any response to my video.
More Pegasus chatting shit, bro. Check his VOD. That's the Mr. Beast guy, yeah?
The Mr. Beast guy?
Yeah!
Now I'm making 16 videos on Ludwig.
Got him!
It's over. It's done.
Got him!
I'm finally finished. He's good. I will not tolerate the slander, even if it's completely true. The fact is that is yesterday's news. Now I'm referred to as the Hasan guy. So please refer to me by that name. He's never mentioning Hasan, to be honest.
That's the Mr. Beast guy, yeah? Dude, I'm so good. I actually I'm zero offended at all that he made a video. I hope the video is great and he makes hella bread off of it. But there's a reason I don't do mogul mails.
Yeah, he doesn't do mogul mails because he doesn't want to have to criticize Hasan Piker. It's not easy to support terrorist supporters in today's environment. It's a rough day. It's a rough day to be Ludwig. Imagine being Ludwig. Elwig. Can't spell Ludwig without L. Imagine being him. Imagine being this guy.
Yeah, Ludwig is not looking so great these days, man. What's going on with him, I wonder. Miss you, Ludwig.
Not even able to support
Not
terrorists.
really. I always kind of thought he was boring.
Because they don't actually care at all.
I actually do care. Yeah, I actually care. You know, because Jews are being murdered in the United States of
I don't
America
think he's
right
a bad
now,
guy,
and you have
though.
people that are on Twitch supporting that. So I actually do care, actually. You make a good point. Except, no, I do
I
care.
just I always wished he was more political. I wish he he hangs out with Hasan all the time.
-6 for that take.
Just be political, bro.
Okay, first off, kind of true. I usually don't
Why
care about
not?
pointless drama, and I just move on with my day. I just talk about things for
He's
fun.
a little bit political. He's
Yeah, Hamas killed
just
family
not
member of mine on
enough.
October 7th. So yeah, I actually
Be
do
more
care,
extreme,
now that you mention
Ludwig.
it.
But recently with this whole Hasan drama, I'm not too sure because this guy is doing like actual real life damage, and I do feel strongly about it, right? I do care at least a little that this guy is causing legitimate harm. He's radicalizing people, promoting terrorists so much, and he's just like a vile person. And I feel like the climate is so extreme now, people are feeling emboldened to go and commit terrorist attacks. And this guy's out here like playing defense for a shooter. I mean, I'm very passionate about that type of stuff, right? I feel like it would be kind of hard to fake that, you know, like being passionate and making 30 videos daily.
Yeah, he was defending the shooter. He was saying that the shooter was awesome.
I completely agree with everything he's saying, by the way. I genuinely feel like my how fucked is
I completely agree. I completely agree too, bro. I'm a brain dead fucking idiot, and I agree.
How fucked is Hasan Piker Netflix franchise is going to literally take the world by storm. Also, I genuinely think I'm doing a good thing.
Average Nux fan.
I'm actually shedding light on some really insane, shitty shit that's going on.
By exposing these clowns and preventing other people from getting...
Look how small his head is. Have you ever noticed how small his head is? Like, dude's head is very tiny.
Brainwashed into his cult because when they watch one of my videos...
Someone in my chat just said that in the Netflix special, I'm gonna be black and gay. How fucked is this Hasan Piker franchise? He's gonna be a white guy and I'm gonna be black and gay. So true.
They can see how much of a complete scumbag, hypocrite piece of shit, lying piece of shit he is, slanderous piece of shit. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. But yeah, the thing is, even if one of his cult members watches one of my videos and they finally see the light and become a normal person after that, that's a very positive impact in the world, and I'm very proud of that. And obviously, I was pretty invested in iDubbbz as well. He used to do the content cups, this whole drama with Ethan. He's definitely part of the whole Hasan story. That's why I talked about him as well. And of course, Ludwig isn't nearly as bad. He isn't that bad at all. I've said this.
Yeah, Ludwig. All right. There's a big difference. Hasan Piker supports terrorist organizations to murder people. Okay? Ludwig has no spine, and Ian is a cuckold. Listen, I'll be real. It's not the greatest Avengers United of all time. I've seen better Avengers teams.
His worst crime is just being spineless, right? And bending over backwards for Hasan, which is funny, but
he is spineless. Okay, I agree with that. But not because he's like super pro Hasan. Like it's just. I think that as well, just for the opposite reason. Okay, that's it.
Get it off!
Ludwig is not political enough. He doesn't. And I get it. Like he didn't get into this for politics. Okay, he just wanted to he's a gamer, right? He played some game. What did he play? Fucking StarCraft? Nah, he didn't play StarCraft. He played shit. What? Was he a pro gamer or what? Wait. Me when I type really slow. Oh, he played Melee. Yeah, oh yeah, I did know that, yeah. Holy shit. He's playing Valorant? Yeah, I do that too. He's playing Valorant.
The creator just has to he makes a video every day or some shit. So it's like, what is the headline? What can I make a video about for 20 minutes so I can make 5K? 3K, whatever it is.
No way Ludwig is talking about money, bro. You're worth like $20 million. Calm down. He's leaked his own income, okay? I'm not earning 5K a day. What are you, smoking crack? What match did he actually do there? 200K views equals $5,000? $25 CPM. Bro, not even finance channels get that shit. But yeah, 5K a day would mean 5 times 30, which
Dude,
is...
I love how he's breaking out the calculator to prove how retarded he is.
150K a month times 12, that's 1.8 million, so like nearly $2 million a year. And I'm 7 years on YouTube. That would make me worth $14 million. Bro, I want whatever drugs he's on. Spoilers, guys.
I mean, he just said random numbers in order to get his audience to like get his point.
Unfortunately, I'm not that rich, but obviously I'm not complaining. I got the best job in the world, every kid's dream, and I'm very well off, as I've said multiple times before. Retired, chilling, never have to work again. Thanks to you guys. I choose to work every day though because it's still fun. And what the hell would I do? Play video games?
I mean, my guess is he probably makes 40K a month on like his channel's trajectory right now, which is pretty freaking awesome. $40,000 a month is pretty fucking good. Yeah, sounds about right to me. That's probably my estimate, and he deserves it. He absolutely does. I love his videos.
All day, go back to League of Legends.
He covers all the retards. Like, he covers the retards, and I appreciate it. My videos, when I put them together, are absolutely much more of a in-depth, one retard, we will destroy his asshole, and I really appreciate the holistic retard look.
Legend, hell no, bro. The only reason I like being well off is that I can buy the extra expensive $6 strawberries at the store without feeling guilty about it. Dude, they're so sweet and juicy. I can't buy the shitty cheap strawberries, bro. I can't do it. But anyways, I'm so tired of these people acting like, oh, does he make like a video every day or something? Don't act like you don't watch the saga. Everybody is off.
No, he's not memeing, by the way.
Man, okay.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you something very realistic, and this is going to fuck you up. You are going to lose your mind when you hear this. Every YouTuber watches the YouTube drama channels, all right? Not every YouTuber watches the Pokemon YouTube channels. Not every one of them watches the camping YouTube channels. But every YouTuber, by the fact that they are a YouTuber, watches the YouTube drama channels, okay? I want to make this incredibly clear. This is true. I've spoken to lots of YouTubers. Every single one of them watches the drama news, people. All of them. Literally all of them. I'm telling you, you don't understand how many comments and messages I've gotten from like, oh yeah, I caught your videos. From like massive YouTubers. Big guys that why would they even talk to me? And they're like, yeah, I watched the videos. Fuck Hasan. You have any idea how many people have said that to me? How many people that I would have never reached out to in a million years watch my videos on Hasan because they don't want to actually need to put into the research of how much Hamas propaganda that guy actually spreads? It is insane.
I click on a random video in the middle of nowhere, I'm being randomly mentioned. Jump scare. So I have absolutely no doubt everybody is watching the greatest series on planet Earth.
By the way, he's right. He is right. Everyone watches. Dude. You don't even need to look so far. You don't even need to go far, bro.
Dude that's always complaining about me being like, Hasan is 700% done now.
Even he watches the franchise, and he's the antagonist.
And Ludwig is secretly happy that I'm calling out that piece of shit Hasan, okay? Because he doesn't have the guts to, alright? So don't worry, bro. I'll do your job. Mr. Journalist degree. Also, I'm memeing, guys. Come on.
And then the viewers doesn't really care. Like, for the most part, drama frogs are about as passionate for a subject as the amount of time they spend watching it. And then
Dude, it must be so embarrassing to have your ass stretched and waiting for Hasan's cock. It must be annoying. It must be frustrating. Like, does it hurt to sit down? Does it hurt? Is it difficulty to keep your head off of the table without a spine? Is it difficult? What, you think your average American doesn't care about terrorist attacks in America being goaded on by the largest leftist political streamer? Like, what is even going on? Like, bro, I could sometimes not even make out the words Ludwig says the way his mouth is latched onto Hasan's wiener. What is going on?
The moment they stopped watching, they couldn't care less.
Okay, so that's not true, by the way. He's just wrong.
Would you care?
So why did you do Mogul Mail in the first place?
You got a whole life to lead. It's just some like 20-minute thing to be a little haughty about and then be like, all right, I'm gonna go watch the Knicks play. So like, why am I gonna be offended? I hope the video bangs. I'll be flattered if it does.
Okay, that's very sweet. Honestly,
That's
Ludwig
nice.
is pretty chill and a generally likable guy.
The thing is, I like Ludwig. He just has no spine. I like Ludwig. I think Ludwig is a good content creator, and his videos are enjoyable, and he's a fun personality, and he likes money, which is respectable, I guess, sort of. Listen, but dog, I can sometimes not make the words out of your face the way you're gargling Hasan's terrorist-supporting ballsack. The way you're latched onto his Hasan pecker. Dude.
Whenever he's not doing some...
Bro, this dude is literally a Hasan fleshlight whenever he talks about him.
Cringe pandering bullshit, right? So I think we'd get along great. You know, I think he's pretty cool. He's horrible at League of Legends, though. Platinum keeps saying...
I didn't think they were going to spend this much time talking about Ludwig. Damn.
Drama content because he actually had a channel gargling and also...
Is this just the rest of the video? Oh yeah, it is.
However,
oh wait.
pretty selfless and not a scummy like business thing where you're trying to make more money. I appreciate that he didn't actually take it too harshly. But it was clear.
I agree. I think that's pretty bad.
Video or a mentally ill Hasan fan shows up at your door at 3 a.m.
Which happens to me all the time. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed. I'll, of course, link more Pegasus in the description, obviously. Now, again, I don't think that Ludwig needs to, like, pick sides or anything. I don't actually give a shit. I just think he should be more open and upfront with being like, I don't want to get into drama because Hasan was my friend, and he supports terrorists now, and that's fucking crazy, and I don't want to get involved with that, and I would respect him so much more. However, in regards to this Hasan situation, this dude is evil. He's actually a villain. He does promote extremist, terrorist propaganda shit, which is illegal in the United States of America. And I am excited for the actual government to start looking into...
It's not. It's not. It isn't. You like you can't convince me that it's illegal to be pro-terrorism in America. Like on paper, it's not. We're the country that allows, you know, like you can wave the fucking Nazi flag if you want to. What about, why not the Taliban flag? Why not? Like I'm just saying, like, if we're gonna allow Nazis flying the Nazi flag, which we do, and I think we should also allow people to be pro-terrorist. It's not the same as material support. You can't say it's fucking material support. The whole point of material support is that you cannot give a terrorist organization money. You can't give them money, you can't give them gifts, you can't give them that shit. There was something else. I can't remember. You can't give them anything. Physical. Material support. What the fuck do you think material means? But anyway, this was a garbage video. If it were material, I would throw it in the trash.
Start looking into this shit and the stuff that happens online. There is a
and then I'd take the trash out to the dumpster, even if the can wasn't full. So I wouldn't want it in my house.
Or you'd send him to Gaza. Definitely let me know your preference in the comment section below. The entire Hasan orbit is.
So I want him to go to Gaza so he gets blown up by the IDF. Yeah. Okay, man.